Hello everyone, it's Backlog Beatnik, and I'm here playing Path of Exile because I really want to show you this game. I'm sorry about the lack of content lately, but things have been pretty chaotic for me. So, I thought that maybe getting back into recording stuff and doing something productive with my day might help me feel a bit better about my situation. Which I won't go into on camera. I mean, you're not here to listen to me blog, you're here to watch me play video games, I assume. Path of Exile is a completely free-to-play action RPG, similar in vein to Diablo, Torchlight, and other games like that. Titan Quest, that sort of thing. And when I say free to play, I don't mean that you can download the game and then have to buy content. You don't have to purchase player upgrades to remain competitive. You don't have to do any of that. When I say free to play, I mean it is totally free to play. The only thing you can pay for is like just this blue frog following me around and other cosmetic effects like that. That's all you can pay for in this game. This pleases me a great deal because most games, I see free to play and I sign up and then I see that, well, you can get double the experience or you can get really awesome items and stuff like that. When I hear free to play, I often in my mind often registers it as pay to win. And that these guys are so staunch about their stance on this, it makes me really happy. And I'm going to talk a bit about the mechanics of Path of Exile. Path of Exile works a bit differently than most action RPGs. In Path of Exile, your active skills, which are displayed down here in my skill bar, are not actually things you gain as you level. They're gems that you find, like this. You get them as either quest rewards or loot. Don't need this. Don't need this. I'm keeping these. Anyway, you get them as quest rewards, or you find them as loot. And I really like that idea. It's really awesome to me. It's like the materia from Final Fantasy VII, which was a really neat mechanic. And that's the active skills. That's the things you can actually use on a character, like this heavy slam attack or this electrical strike attack. And as a further part of the skill gem system, you also have support gems. And support gems do things like they add fire damage, or you gain life on hit, or you add extra projectiles to a projectile attack. Why did I pick that up? And so on. And these skill gems and support gems, they lead to a very fluid way of building a character. And they make it so that no character is truly stuck in one role. Any character can equip any support gem they qualify for. And you can see here that the qualifying stats aren't really all that restrictive. You just need a certain amount of strength for this and a certain level. Skill gems level up as you use not as you use them, but as you gain experience while having them equipped. The other side of this are passive skills, and this is always fun to show off. The passive skill tree is enormous. I mean, each class starts off at a different point in this tree, and each class can reach any point in the tree. Given that you generally earn about 100 skill points, and maybe this whole thing is maybe like 50 points wide. So a really gimmicky skill set can be achieved before even level 50. And let me zoom back in and show you more specific things. Most of them are small bonuses, like percentage increases to certain stats, like life. But some of them, called keystones, are huge bonuses that can sometimes change how you play your character, and a few of them make huge dramatic shifts in how your character plays. For instance, let's see. Here's one: Chaos Inoculation. Your maximum life becomes 1, and you become immune to chaos damage. Now this sounds like a really stupid prospect, right? You know, because you take one hit and you die. However, there is a mechanic in the game called Energy Shield, and what Energy Shield does is it acts kind of like the Energy Shield from Halo. It drains as you take damage and is depleted before your health. In other words, your energy shield will run out and then you'll start taking actual damage. And the energy shield regenerates when you're not in combat, or not taking damage anyway. Ooh. And so the thing with the energy shield is that there's a damage type called Chaos which passes through it. So what Chaos Inoculation does is it basically makes it so that you're reliant entirely on your energy shield, which can be good for some characters who have huge bonuses to their energy shield. And let's go back to that. Where is it? Right here. And as you can see, there's numerous bonuses along the way that can assist with your energy shield. Let me find some more. Intelligence is a boost to your mana shield. There are other bonuses, things that speed up when it returns and stuff like that. The final aspect of building a character in Path of Exile is the items. And one of the coolest part of Path of Exile is that there is no currency. There's no gold, there's no yen, there's no anything that simply sits in your inventory and does nothing but let you buy items. What you get instead are things like this, the armor scrap, which improves armor quality, or this, which identifies an item. Everything you pick up has an actual use. And when you're talking to merchants, you can sell your items and get bits and pieces of these, which stack and then transform into a full one. For instance, if you sell unidentified magic or rare items, you get shards of transmutation. I think it's transmutation. It might be augmentation. But anyway, you get shards of an item that lets you turn a normal item into a magic one, and so on and so forth. If you sell identified magic items, you get one that lets you re-roll a magic item. And so on and so forth. If you play Diablo 2, the merchant will be reminiscent of the Heraldric Cube, only much larger and much more varied in its recipes. So you have 3 parts of building a character. You have the passive skill system, which gains 2 points as you level. You have the active skill system, which is actually based on loot. And then you have the capability to build your own items from the ground up using various orbs. And the orbs can do a lot of things. They can transform a normal item into a magic item. They can transform a normal item into a rare item. They can transform a normal item into a unique item. They can duplicate an item, which is what the rarest orb does. They can clear an item of stats. They can improve the intrinsic qualities of an item, such as swords. Swords actually automatically grant an accuracy bonus, and one orb lets you re-roll how big that bonus is, and so on. So a character in Path of Exile is going to be somewhat organic simply by the nature of it. I mean, you're sure you can look up builds and everything, but the real joy of Path of Exile comes from starting a game and just building your character based on what you find. For instance, this guy, when I started, I found a really high quality mace. So as I played, I naturally gravitated to skills in the passive skill tree that improved my mace. You know, two-handed mace anyway. And as I went on, I started looking for more maces, and when I couldn't find good maces, I made good maces by taking normal ones with good slots and building them up naturally.
I cannot carry this.
Whoops. Do I have any normal items I don't need? I don't need this. Don't need this. Drop that. Yeah. And so my character kind of organically grew out of this one item I found that happened to be unique and dropped in the first area. You know, because I could wax and wane on all the really cool mechanics of this game for hours. It's just that deep, and it's just that appealing to me. Because, well, for instance, there are 3 stats in the game. There is dexterity, which determines how accurate you are, and how well you evade attacks. Not by walking around, but just passively. Sometimes attacks will simply miss you. There is intelligence, which determines how much mana you have and how big your energy shield is once you get equipment that gives you energy shield. And finally, there's strength, which determines your life and how much damage you deal with melee attacks. These 3 stats are the basis for any character in the game. 3 of the classes in the game focus on 1 stat, and 3 of them focus on 2. And armor in the game is dependent on which of the 3 stats you're in. Strength has straight up armor, which is a damage reduction. Intelligence has energy shield, which I've already explained. Dexterity has evasion, which allows you to simply and entirely avoid attacks on a percentage chance. And so, since you have hybrid characters, you also have hybrid armors. You have chainmail sets that grant you energy shield and armor. You have special cloths that provide energy shield and evasion. You have light armor, which provides evasion and armor, and so on. So you have 6 character types, you have 6 armor types. Oh, I just leveled up, so we can show you this. Now, in order to level up gems, you just wait for them to gain their own experience, and you just pop that button right there. There's nothing more to it. And now we have a passive point available. Now, this character has a skill called Enduring Cry, which grants me a thing called an Endurance Charge. An Endurance Charge is a extremely short-term buff. It provides you with some damage reduction based on how many charges you have up. And this Keystone talent grants me an additional maximum endurance charge. Normally it's 3, with this it's 4. I'm also planning to get this one, which will grant me some additional regeneration when I have endurance charges up. This is a really heavy defensive character, based on being a survivalist and dealing out heavy damage. There are many, many character builds in the game. You can practically build your character however you want. It's this freedom that makes me really love Path of Exile. And it's this freedom that makes the game really enjoyable to play. A lot of people who were disappointed with Diablo 3, understandably so, came to this game and were not. I'm almost done with this video. what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to play more Path of Exile and get into playing it regularly. Thank you guys for watching, and I hope to see you next time when I play more Path of Exile. I know this is kind of against the point of my channel, but, well, it's just so much fun and I want to share that fun with you. So I'll see you guys next time.